Hi guys, how you going? This is Lady Shamrep nonetheless. Yeah, welcome to Come Box with Shan. Salute to everybody that was already on the chat already. H Money, King, salute. Halim, salute. You know the deal. How you girlies? I'm waiting for Coach. He should be here in a bit. If there's any questions, please get him in because Coach Asgy is he was in Tyson Fury's former camp, for Wilder Fury 1, Halim, salute, bro. Tyson Fury 1, also trainer of also Billy Joe Saunders. So, I just thought it would be good to chop it up and see what's up. So, without further ado, hola, mi cariño. ¿Todo bien? Without further ado, we have got Coach Asgy!
Wow, what an intro. What's happening?
What's up? I'm here, full effect, man.
I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this.
I'm just winging it because I literally don't really have like set questions. And I just thought sometimes you just do things off the bat and it's great to do things off the bat, and then you just
Hey, this is how it all starts because it's pioneering. For you to go from grime dancehall to boxing analysis, it's just brilliant, and starting up your own podcast. So for me, I'm privileged to be part of this because it's history in the making of something that's going to be massive.
Thank you, massively appreciate it. That was a well put way to put that, wasn't it? How much do I owe you?
No, you're good. Thank you. I appreciate this. I really do.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming on. Right, so what I will do is because I caught you on Counterpunch Boxing News. Salute to Kurt DeVille. You was on that show, on his show, and then you was on Coach Malachi New Media Today show as well. And so I was just watching bits and pieces, and I was like, yeah, I definitely need to reach out and chop it up with Coach. Could you just give people like the rundown, everybody that's watching now and people that are going to watch after, about yourself? Like, how did you get into boxing and, to currently where you are? Obviously, touching on the Billy Joe Saunders, Tyson Fury, everything. Let's go.
Okay, I came from an area called Derby, Normanton, which is mostly all the ethnic minorities were based when we first came over. So it was predominant, people from Jamaica, Pakistan, India. So for us, our hero, we had a young boxer called Clifton Mitchell, who was at that time called Paddy Riley. He was under the Brendan Ingalls umbrella, and he was at the heavyweight star. And he was like, for us, he was just like an inspirational guy. He gave us the guidance, opened up a gym, got us all into boxing. But at that time, there wasn't really much for us. So I think that we had the knowledge, we had the experience, which got us into coaching ourselves. So obviously with Clifton Mitchell, with the Furies, he got me involved, and everything snowballed from there. I opened my own gym. I've started at grassroots, developed multiple national champions, international champions, got into the pro scene, obviously with Tyson Fury, with a lot of high-profile guys, Americans Eddie Chambers, Billy Joe Saunders, Josh Taylor, you name it, I've been with it, and it's been a great laugh working alongside people like Ricky Hatton, people like Freddie Roach, people like Ben Davidson, who I regard one of the best trainers in the country, in the world. It's just been a privilege for me, and it's a ride that's just going and going and going and just snowballing bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Were you fans of these fighters before you was actually a part of them?
With Tyson Fury, he was never a megastar when we knew him. He was just a normal guy that was coming down. So we've always known Tyson before he became the megastar. Billy Joe Saunders, I was always a massive fan in his amateur days, from when he went to the Olympics. So we always followed Billy Joe Saunders. Josh Taylor, when Derby's David Rocky Ryan fought Josh Taylor. We heard about Josh Taylor, but we didn't know how good he was. I knew about his background from his Taekwondo days to fight for GB, turning pro, and then he was demolishing everybody. So for these guys, I always knew about them.
Yeah. Okay, so all right, so you moved on, so the whole Derby thing, and then so you've obviously met Dom Ingle as well, Dominic Ingle.
I'm glad you mentioned this, Lucas. Dominic Ingle, his autograph. Yeah,
Ah,
see?
that's nice. Yeah, that's
So
bad. You need to
he's
hang that up.
I have when I get my new gym. I
Yeah.
definitely will be all my memorabilia stuff and all my memories. And so
Will
Dominic
come.
Ingles, a great trainer. Sorry to hear about his mother who passed away.
Yeah.
Elmer Ingles, rest in peace.
Yeah.
But Dominic Ingles is a guy that I respect very highly. Great man.
Yeah. All right. So, are you still based in Derby now?
I am. I travel all over the country, so I work with a lot of boxers from Birmingham, from Rochdale, from Manchester, from Nottingham, and we all meet up, say, for example, in Walsall at the Pound for Pound gym, or in Birmingham, or wherever there's a place available, because we're still searching for a place.
Yeah. And all right. And are you training some like any prospects that you're really excited about? Like you
Yes,
can
a young man that I manage and train. His name's Michael Lee Broughton. Obviously from the Jamaican background, Welsh history, British history, but predominant. He's a Jamaican, born and bred. Well, he's a proud Jamaican boxer, that knows his
Jamaican
roots.
heritage. Yeah,
exactly. But this kid is supersonic. This kid, I'm not just saying it because I imagine train him. His mentality, and when I see people like Tyson, I see people like Billy John, people like Josh Taylor, and there's things in their eyes I see in Michael Lee.
Yeah.
Somebody real special. I've got a heavyweight who's only 21 years old, Mark Ahunjo, someone that I manage also, someone I'm working with, and I really believe he'll be special. There's other boxers I've got, Ahid Khan, Habil Khan, Siraj Ahmed, Hannah Jones.
What weight cats are they? Are they like, what weight cats are they?
Mark Ahunjo, super heavyweight.
Oh, wow.
Short amateur career, but he's won some titles already. Mike Lee Broughton, he's a lightweight. He will be someone real. But when I speak to people like Ben, and then obviously we work out what's best for Michael Lee, can we get him down more, or is he comfortable? So at this stage, it's just developing him, and then when he's ready, snowballing ahead.
Okay, so moving up. So what would you say is like my favorite weight cat is like obviously I love the heavyweights, but my favorite weight cat is a weight cat that you mentioned in mine's the lightweights, the 135. What would if you could pick a favorite weight cat? What is your favorite weight cat?
It depends on eras, because obviously in the 80s we had the
current one. Yeah, current. I would say current.
Super middleweight, I'm really interested at the moment because of the Billy Joe and Canelo and the up and coming. Definitely interested in the lightweights, the super lightweights. Obviously with the Lopez situation, Gervonta Davis and all them lot. You know what it is? I'm sport for choice right now. It's a great time to be around boxing because we sport for choice from the heavyweight right down to the super flyweight. So I'm buzzing from all categories because I'm on boxing. I love boxing, not just the UK, not just America, but Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, you name it, I'm on it.
They're talking about, well, not just, the UK, and we're a fan of the sport of boxing, and I've been having a load of, should I say, debates with people that seem to be the sport of one person. Now, right, I will let it be known, like, I'm not a massive Tyson Fury fan at all. I respect the things that he has done. I know his good points and I know his bad points. I like Anthony Joshua a lot. I know his good points. I know his bad points. And then there's people that like Deontay Wilder, and they seem to only know no bad points. They know no bad points about the man, and it's only he's the best thing since sliced bread. So do you see it's dangerous where people are a fan of the man or a man, but not of the sport? And have you come across this yourself? Because I sometimes find that Fury supporters tend to be that, and I've got a lot of Fury supporters that sub to me. But I just like to be fair and square at the end of the day. Do you find like there's extremists within these fan bases?
Yeah, listen, you have diehard fans that are never gonna change their mind, no matter what you say. But I always say to people on social media, you have an opinion, back it with evidence, but it all boils down to fighting on the day. We can all have our opinions, but proof's in the pudding. So with the AJ situation, with the Fury situation, We'll all have our opinion, but it all boils down to that who performs on the day. And it's all down to one punch. It's super heavyweights, because one punch can change the whole game, the whole dimension. Now, obviously, I've been around Fury, so I'm always going to favor Fury, but I'm also honest in what I say, and I'm very critical. Same situation with Anthony Joshua. At first, I've seen a lot of flaws, but with what he's done and the way he's
we're going to go into that. Yeah,
absolutely. And you can see he wants to make changes because he wants to. He's got a great mindset. He's a great ambassador for boxing, and I think it's great. I think Tyson Fury is a great ambassador for boxing, and I think it's great. It's like the whole football situation where you have Ronaldo fans, you have your Messi fans, or you have your Pelé fans, or your Maradona fans. People are always going to have an opinion. So no matter what we say, people are going to, as long as you can back it. But then when it's all down to the match or down to the final fight, then it's all about bragging rights. But you can't take nothing personal. There's people that bring the race situation in. And I call them ignorant, because at the end of the day, a lot of people have fought so long, so hard for equality, whereas boxing will break down these barriers. Boxing is a sport that brings everybody together. We had the greats of Jack Johnson, who did so much in them days. Joey Lewis, that had to do so much. Even people like Schultz, or people like, what Lennox Lewis has done. You talk, and people always try to say it's mainly the predominant black boxers that did so much, but that wasn't always the case. Look when Joey Lewis lost, and he lost to the German, who was a white so-called Nazi, but he overcome that. He invested in the Coca-Cola, and he brought the equality, brought Joey Lewis back to Germany, and said, look, boxing's not about whether you're black or white. Boxing's all about equality. Using these and bringing the best and bringing everybody together, uniting people. It's like the whole film in Rocky IV, where you see Rocky fighting Drago, and at the beginning they're all anti-American, and towards the end they're all applauding him. But that's what boxing does. So those that bring race into it are complete ignorant, and they shouldn't be involved in the sport. I respect their opinion if you can back it, but we're in a time where we need to be bigger. As the Obama family used to say, when people go low, we go high. Absolutely. So
sometimes I just go lower.
Sorry?
Sometimes I just decide to go lower. Depends what mood I'm in.
Listen, whether you're in a mood or what, no. Because obviously sometimes you've had enough. Sometimes you've had enough and you think, you know what? I can't win. But then it's like a barking dog. A barking dog's gonna always bark. No matter what you do, you can throw a stick at it, throw a stone at it, but it'll still come back and bark. No matter what you do. So you just learn to say, you know what, I'm not going to take nothing personal on social media, because everybody's entitled to an opinion. You cannot get personal.
Yeah. Okay. So with regards to what I've experienced in boxing, there seems to be, like, I've seen like racial shit on both sides, which is just pisses me off. Like, you get the LGBT lot, like the pro Wilder lot, and like, oh, they bring, like, they're like race baiting, and then bring in, oh, blacks v white. And coming from where I've come from in boxing, we never looked at it like that. So I hate their whole ethos and mantra. But then I have to be honest. I've experienced racism from Tyson Fury fans, where I've been on forums and they've said, you black this, you black that, go find your black king Anthony Joshua. And nobody on the forum has said, yo, you know what? You shouldn't speak like that to anybody of any ethnicity or any minority or majority. You shouldn't speak to. So I'm just wondering have you? Yeah, because I just say
racism is ignorance. Ignorance is an illness. So these people that speak with with racism or are ill. They're real people, and I'm sure they wouldn't say it to your face. This is why you have the keyboard warriors that say what they want to say. Listen, if it makes you better, say it. Ain't gonna hurt me. Ain't gonna change my life. But like I said, in terms of racism, listen, I've experienced it at grassroots. I've seen it, but for me, I understand that people are uneducated. People don't understand that. But for me, for my community, for the people I work with, whether you're black, white, whatever faith, whatever religion, whatever gender, boxing's been a form of breaking down them barriers. So I'm trying to say to people, listen, you can have your opinion about Deontay Wilder. You can have your opinion about Tyson Fury. When these two were behind the scenes, they were hugging each other. They were respecting each other. They were playing with each other's kids. They were just very respectful. And that's one thing I'll always say, Deontay Wilder is one of the nicest men I've ever come across. A gentleman.
Yeah, I've
No, no,
heard that.
I've met him firsthand, so I can only speak for what I
So
know.
what happened then? So what happened to him?
Listen, nothing happened to his business. At the end of the day, he feels he's been done by. Yeah, whatever excuses, we can all speculate, but we don't know the truth because we're not there. But what we do know is there's a problem in his team. We know there's a problem with, okay, people are upset with Mark Breland. People are so Diaz, JG. People are upset with a lot of things. But one thing you've got to always wish best for the boxer. You really want Deontay Wilder's mindset to be fine. I think that you would never wish ill on nobody. Obviously, would love a rematch. Of course, would love a trilogy. But for whatever reason, it's not happened. What's
Why
happening
do
now?
you think? Yeah, do you have any guesstimations on this whole why this trilogy isn't happening? Because, like, in my opinion, I make speculations off of the information that we've been given via, like, you know, good, decent, credible media sources. Like, you know, if Eddie Hearn pops up on the TV and speaks about the issue, or if Bob Arum speaks about the issue, I deem them as quite credible sources. So if they're saying to me or we that they've tried to approach Deontay Wilder with 7 different dates for the trilogy, and he turns them all down, and then the contract expires, why does Tyson Fury owe him another fight? Does he owe him another fight? And then with all of the stuff that he said about Tyson Fury within all of this, what do you think about all of this rubbish? Like, you're saying he's a nice guy, but doesn't it get negated by everything that he shows? He's not really a man. He's not really got good sportsmanship.
In boxing, it's not what you know, it's who you know and who you're with. It's a point, it's a business. Maybe Deontay Wilder's got an issue with Al Heyman. You don't know the situation. Maybe he's not re-signed or renewed his contract. But what I'm saying to you is, look, it's all about this. If it's not about this, everyone sticks to an amateur game. And maybe Tyson Fury doesn't want to hang about. The date was given. It wasn't fulfilled. Remember, Bob Arum has got a fixed contract with Tyson Fury where he's got to get him 2 more fights. So he's in a rush to get him. Because if that date expires, who loses that financially? The promotional team. Hence why they want to keep going. You know Deontay Wilder's got some personal problems or some issues with his back team, his promotional team, or whatever he's got. So
Has he?
I know, I'm just assuming. No, something's not right. Because we can all blame Mark Breland, who got sacked, who shouldn't have been sacked, who was the man that actually saved the boxer. But it's surprising now he got sacked. But that's a different story altogether. What I'm saying in terms of business, it's like, for example, Sainsbury's, they have supplies of vegetables. They don't have one source. They move on to the next source. If you can't provide, I'll go to you. If Deontay Wilder's not ready and not having a 3rd fight, bam, we go to Anthony Joshua, which is a very lucrative fight. So you've got to understand the concept of business. Yes, as boxing fans, we're frustrated, but this is business. It's like the whole Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather situation, where we wanted it very sooner rather than later, but unfortunately, we got it later. So people have got to understand it's all about financial sense. Everybody's got to make sure that they're gaining. And that's what everyone's got to understand. Yes, it's frustrating, but that's the beauty of boxing. It builds up the speculation, the hype, the media attention, and it just snowballs. And what does everybody do? Subscribes and watches the fight. And everybody makes that.
Yeah. To me, I don't really care if they fight or not, to be fair. If they fight, I'll watch it. If they don't, they don't. I'm just going by, like, all what Deontay Wilder has managed to spew out about Tyson Fury and about your thoughts like that.
Okay.
Like,
Absolutely. Listen, Deontay Wilder was beaten. Okay. He's got to then get into his mindset. Look, I believed I'm the best thing to sliced bread. I'm a man. I'm the king of the castle. But you've just been beaten. So all that talk needs to be justified. So then you'll have speculation. You'll have so-called yes men that will give you and say, yeah, this is what happened. Yeah. Well, someone should just come over like Mark Breland, who says, you know what? You got your ass whooped. You need to get back in the gym. Let me dictate how things need to be done. And let's learn to box. We know you can bang, but But Deontay Wilder had so many yes men, so many people just licking his ass, but nobody's thinking about his welfare. Do you think any of them people are going to put food on his table when shit hits the fan? No chance. Look at history. History tells us this. When Joe Louis was up there, everybody wanted to know him. When Joe Louis was hit rock bottom, nobody wanted to do him. I thought he had to go back and fight as an old man. And it's terrible. But this is the way it is. Nothing's going to change. It'll be today and it'll be 100 years' time.
Well, do you think that? But don't you think that? Because I always thought, why doesn't Tyson Fury just sue him for defamatory of character or defamation of character? Sorry.
When a man's down, why rub salt? Why try to keep him down?
But then you don't, because you don't run your mouth. Like I said, when you go low, when you go low, I'm going lower. You've gone low, I'm going to go low now. So you'll never do this again.
Look at Deontay Wilder's actions. Clearly something's not right. Clearly something's not right. You know? So maybe he understands. Remember, Tyson and Wilder always speak on the phone. They are friends away from boxing. Just like Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. They were all friends away from boxing. So he ain't going to sue if, you know, his family may have left him, or he must have domestics, or whatever the reason. You know, God knows best. I don't know. But what I'm saying to you is, he has said things which are, you know, slanderous. He has said things which are, you thought, hold on a second, you know, the allegations against Ricky Hatton, the glove gate and all that stuff. Well, I know certain things that he did, and I was there. I seen what he did. But
what? Tell us.
The whole canvas, the camera situation, the whole smoke. Yeah, the whole smoke.
The weed in the changing room.
The security, the phantom security, people treading your toes, the people in the corner pushing us away, the security guards weren't letting us do our work. We've seen all them tactics, but my point is, that's part of the parcel. That's the name of the game. But it's a business, and the people that invest the money, they just want to return, so they'll just move on to the next thing. When you're at that level, you're a commodity. You ain't a boxer no more. You're a business. You've got to, people have invested millions into you with a hope of a return. That's what it is, whether we like it or not.
Yeah. So you think just because Deontay Wilder's clearly going through something, that it gives him the right to defame someone's character?
Okay, let's just refer back to Lennox Lewis. When Lennox Lewis was knocked out by Hashim Rahman. Or before that, let's go back to Oliver McCall. By then, everybody knew Lennox Lewis was the man. He was the man, no matter what you say, a phenomenal boxer, one of the greatest of all time, without a doubt. Yeah. So when Lennox Lewis was knocked out by Oliver McCall, who was the first man to jump in the air? Don King. Why? Because he had his hands on what he wanted. You don't want to be fighting Lennox Lewis again, because you know he's going to destroy everybody. He was at 6'5", a super heavyweight, and the man at the area was someone like Mike Tyson, who was 5'11". You know, there wasn't anybody at that time who was of that caliber. Then it came along the Klitschko's. Then came along Big Riddick Bowe. So then the super heavyweight started coming along, and so they kept Oliver McCall within the circle. Obviously, the rematch happened, and we all seen Oliver McCall have the breakdown, because people believed in Lennox Lewis and people invested. Maybe Lennox Lewis had to sign a contract to keep it in America, hence why he moved to America, and he was fighting regular in America with the Randy Holyfield 2 fights, with the Galaccio fight, no, not Galaccio, Galaccio fight, all them fights. And you can understand it's all a business, and this is why things happen. Yeah,
but there was. But this Deontay Wilder with the Tyson Fury thing is all right. The last time that I've been taught about the excuses was when George Foreman lost to Muhammad Ali, and he blamed everyone in his camp, spiking water, all of this and that, and it's taken him like what, only decades later to now come out and say, do you know what? I was chatting shit, basically. Like, I just couldn't take it.
It's like a lion with his big hair. You know, it's their pride. Yeah, but listen, every lion's got pride. Every boxer's got pride, and when you're beaten, your pride's taken away. However, this is where I respect Anthony Joshua. When he lost, he took it like a man. I lost. I made a lot of mistakes. I readjusted myself. I came back, and I beat the man that beat me. Just like Lennox Lewis. Oliver McCall beat him, he beat him back. Hashim Rahman beat him, he beat him back. And this is what This is what we was expecting with Deontay Wilder. Whereas
Right.
the first fight, we all know Tyson won, but he was denied it and given a draw. The rematch, they felt that they didn't have to, rather than be more offensive, they thought they'd be defensive, which went against them. So what does he do now? Because you know Tyson could be offensive, defensive.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
and this is the problem. But this is where
Mark.
Mark Brilliant was very vocal, and this is where the power struggle became. Whereas, no, you're wrong, because it was undermining everyone. You're talking about a great legend of boxing. Mark Brilliant's proven himself, and this man's reaching out to you to try and tell you, look, these are the changes you need to make. If you look at the first Wilder fight, Mark Brilliant actually storms off after the fight. Literally, he storms off. Why? Because he genuinely cares. But you don't understand how things work in America. People have investments. People are multi-talented. Where no, I've got to be the trainer. I've got to be this. Get rid of him. And sometimes the boxer needs to open his eyes and think, you know what? What's history taught us? The biggest devils are the yes men. The yes men are the one who are going to leave you as soon as the next great thing comes along. Goodbye. I'm moving on. And you've only got yourself. Chris Eubank wrote in one of his books. He says, in boxing, the only people you've got to blame is yourself. You choose your manager, you choose your promoter, you choose your team, your trainer, your nutritionist, your friends around you, your circle. It's you who choose it. So it's you that lay the bed. You're the one who got to sleep on it. Great saying.
Yeah. And regarding like, all right, going from the first fight to the second fight, but you know, after the first fight happened, you was in camp. So when did it all change where you was out of camp? Like, what was the conversation like? No, we're not going to use you and Ben anymore, because he had a big falling out with Ben, didn't he?
No. Listen, people can all speculate, but I was there. I knew exactly what happened. I was there at that time. At that time, Tyson felt he needed Javon Sugar Hill, just an extra bit of hand to help out.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, Ben had other commitments, and they couldn't agree with whatever. So they decided to go their own way. It's not a case of Ben was sacked. Ben was never sacked. Ben decided, I want to do this. Tyson got Javon Hill, brought in Andy Lee. And for me, before all that, I was denied my visa entry due to having an ESTA, which was a casual visa, whereas I should apply for a working visa because I'm actually going to work. But because I obviously wasn't working, I wasn't getting paid, whatever the reasons, I assumed it was an ESTA. So they revoked my license, and obviously I couldn't go to the rematch. And obviously Tyson obviously got Javon Hill, who wants his own team, who's got a very good team, and they're doing very well. So good luck to him. I think for me, it's never about.
Why couldn't you not be the team to carry him in for the second fight? Because I mean,
I wasn't allowed in America.
I
wasn't allowed in America.
Okay, I know. All right, but like, why wasn't the game plan like? Because to me, the game plan to beat Wilder was always in front of our eyes. Just put him on the back foot. Why is this like such a ding, ding, ding? He's done such a great thing by putting Wilder.
No. If you look at the split happened only weeks before the fight. We'd already been working on the game plan. If you look at all the videos I sent to certain people, and I said, this was the game plan. He was going for the front foot, the attack to the body. These were all planned, so it was no surprise to us. You know, you've already boxed on your back foot. Now you're trying your front foot. People underestimate Tyson Fury's power. People don't realize this man can absolutely.
We're going to speak about that because I'm in a bit of a different side to. Obviously, anyone that's 6'9", 250, 60, 70 pounds, obviously if they hit you, it's going to hurt. But in the grand scheme of things, Tyson Fury is not known as a great. His knockout ratio is only in the top 60%, top low 70s.
Okay. I'm glad you said that, but let's base that on who says what. We've got Chris Lovejoy, who's an American on 18-0, 18 fights, 18 wins, 18 first-round knockouts.
And I interviewed him, and he said he sparred Tyson Fury, and he said Tyson Fury's punches nothing to write home about. Okay,
Chris Lovejoy is obviously telling you a lie. I was there when the fight happened. It only lasted one round.
Sparring.
Okay, let me tell you how it all started.
Mhm.
We was all at the Mayweather gym, minding our own business, and obviously beforehand, Chris Lovejoy was telling everybody about he had whooped Tyson's and whatever. So
Yeah,
when
no.
Tyson's out, we're all there chilling. Who pops in with his camera? Chris Lovejoy, saying, "I'll whoop your this, whatever." Tyson, listen, I ain't got time for this. If you're serious, meet me at the gym in the morning, and we'll have a spar. Which we thought nothing of it. Next thing you know, we get a call.
Mhm.
He's at the gym waiting for us. So obviously it happened, and
Yeah.
and fair play to Chris Lovejoy, lovely man. Give him his credit, he turned up. But sometimes he should be a bit honest about what dropped him. What dropped him?
What, he
And
got dropped? What? No, what? Did he get dropped?
Yes.
Coach, come on. No, you can't say something and don't finish it here. We're finishing it. Tell you, he got dropped. Did he get dropped?
Chris Lovejoy got dropped within a minute.
Are you telling the truth? Don't call you telling the truth, Coach. Come on.
Hold on, stay on the line.
Let's just see what some of these guys are saying while you do that. Like, yeah. Right, guys, you lot are all here. Get me asking when he opening his barber shop. I don't know. Are you opening a barber shop? Why someone's asking when are you opening it?
Hey, that's my man Buster. Yes, Buster, you div. Buster.
Buster, you div. This is like Helene. We're always on chats together. Salute H Money. Salute King. All day long. H Money, I'm so tired from last night, being on your show last night. I was on a show till 6 a.m. this morning. It's 5 a.m. this morning. Oh, American. I was on they're an American channel, boxing channel. So I was a guest.
You will never hear Tyson Fury talk ill of any boxer that he's sparred. He'll never say he'll always praise a boxer because he's got a lot of respect for him.
Like he did Anthony Joshua when he said Anthony Joshua gave him a run for his money.
You know the story, yeah? Now, listen, at the end of the day, Tyson's always guided Anthony Joshua. Even you see when they all sat around the table and you can see Tyson Fury giving him advice because he knows what it's like. It's a dirty business and you need to have true people tell you the truth. I'm trying to find you this picture.
Yeah, but it's funny that he said that Anthony Joshua, and we learned that Anthony Joshua get like kind of out of 2 out of 3 rounds, like gave him a good hiding in sparring, and then all of a sudden he recanted it. That was the thing. That was the thing I didn't respect.
You don't hear Anthony Joshua saying that he did do that, do you?
You don't hear? No, Anthony Joshua did a. Remember, I think he was on maybe IFL the other day, and they was talking. And then he had the coach that was there at the time of the sparring that came in.
What did he say?
He said 2 rounds out of 3 that he gave Fury a hiding, and then Fury wanted more rounds, and AJ's team was like, "No, well, that's all the rounds that you get in a minute." Like,
I love it. I love these boxers because at the end of the day, what separates the boys from the men or the girls from the women is the championship rounds. And people need to get that in their head.
What? So you're saying that Anthony Joshua didn't give him a bit of a hiding in sparring?
Well, he didn't walk away with the Rolex, did he?
Who? Anthony Joshua?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the whole point. But just because you didn't walk away with the Rolex doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Listen, Tyson's a proud man. If my man would have whooped his ass, he would have given him the watch. He would have said, "Listen, you're."
But he said it though in the BBC interview though. So I don't know. Maybe there was levels to how hard the arse whooping was going to be, but he said it nonetheless. Yeah, there they are. There they are. Tyson looks like he's got a bit of abs there, tiny bit. Go on.
So listen. I've got a lot of respect for Chris Lovejoy, by the way. I do like the guy, and I believe he will shock a few people, but he will tell you.
Did he get dropped? No. Did he get dropped?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I'm sure Top Rank somewhere have got because all their gyms all CCTV. Then they'll have, and even Chris himself recorded this. Whoever was with him recorded it.
Yeah.
So ask him to play the tape then. Play the tape.
Yeah, he did. He's never admitted that. He just said that Tyson Fury. But people can lie, men, women, children can lie, but do stats lie? Like if your stats show that you're not really a knockout guy, then you're really not a knockout guy.
Maybe not, but let's talk about Muhammad Ali.
Not a knockout guy. No,
But
he
the
wasn't a
greatest.
knockout guy, but he was an
The
amazing
greatest.
point scorer. But in the end, he would knock you out. He would knock
But
you
you're
out
not-
because he would chop away at you so much time.
Look what he did in Rumble in the Jungle against
Yeah.
George Foreman. People can talk about power all day long, don't mean nothing.
Yeah,
People can talk about,
subjective. Yeah.
exactly. People can talk about Canelo, but look what Billy Joe Saunders. You know, people underestimate and
We're
his
going
power.
on
And
to
that's
that. Yeah.
and that's the beauty of boxing, is when you underestimate the other guy. Don't underestimate a man's power, because when he does hit you, that will shock you out straight away. And I always remember when Prince Nassim fought, who was his name, from America?
Which one?
I'll do my head in this book because the name was just there.
Which one? Is that when he come into the flying carpet?
And he says, I'm going to smoke your boots to Prince Nassim. And Prince Nassim says, what? He didn't understand what he said. Then when he hit him, he goes, I understood exactly what he meant by I'll smoke your boots, because I felt it. And it comes as a shock.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking about, power is subjective to who you're fighting. You could do the same move, same velocity, same angle, same punch to one fighter, do that to another fighter, and they might not even bother go down.
See, that's the beauty of heavyweight boxing. One punch can change the whole dimension of everything. You could be a nobody, a no-name person that can knock out the name. We've seen it. History's shown us that with Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson.
Ruiz and Joshua.
No.
Ruiz got him down.
No. That was not a surprise. We said this before the fight. I've got footage somewhere, and I'll dig it out, where we were saying this is a fight where it was a tactical game that they fell for. This was a schoolboy error. Look, when Joseph Parker fought Ruiz, everybody knows Ruiz won, but he was denied. He was robbed. He was an unbelievable amateur, an unbelievable boxer. That should have been world champion, but he stayed under the radar, away from the top 15. So they thought, oh, let's go for someone under the top 15. Someone that looks out of shape. Let's go for this guy called Andy Ruiz. So they snuck in Andy Ruiz, who was managed by Al Heyman. People seem to forget that.
Wilder's, And
then you seen what happened. It was no surprise to what had happened. It was an accident waiting to happen. Unfortunately, because listen, at the end of the day, is Anthony Joshua good for boxing? Yes, he is. Has he proven himself time and time again? Yes, he has. An Olympian, two-time world champion, a great ambassador for boxing. So he's a guy that showed us, look, I've been there. I've sinned. I've committed crime, but I've changed my life around. Boxing is a way forward. You can move into boxing. Use it as a platform to go into bigger things, into becoming a great manager, a businessman, a promoter, whatever you want to do. So everybody has got an opportunity with boxing.
Yeah. So how do you feel about like technically that Tyson Fury has never defended a title? Because I think that's wild. I that's what, in my opinion, doesn't make any champ. You can't be called a true champ. Could you imagine Mike Tyson never defending the title? Could you imagine Lennox Lewis never defending the title? Could you imagine George Foreman never defending the title? Could you imagine Muhammad Ali? But then everyone's trying to mention you in the same breath of that. Could you imagine that?
I'm glad you said that. Who did Mike Tyson really fight at peak?
We don't care. He was a champion.
Who did he defend it against?
We don't care. This is what everybody likes to throw in.
No. Okay.
Like at the end of the day, Mike Tyson.
No. Mike Tyson didn't defend it. He didn't defend his belt. And now that you've mentioned it, and I'm glad you mentioned this. Now, I also like to debate with people who are prepared to listen and listen to facts. Now, we've got to understand promotional belts mean nothing. I already know you don't like this whole lineal man that beat the man that beat the man. No. You don't agree with it. So there's no point in even debating about that, because you will never accept that. How many times has Tyson defended that lineal status?
It goes to
you not accepting.
No, it's not about not accepting it. It's just like Tyson Fury collected all the belts.
What do you define as the champion?
Okay, someone that holds the WBO, The WBA.
So do you recognize the IBO as a world title?
Yeah, well, there's the IBO, the IBF, the W. Yeah, I do recognize that. Some people don't. Some people totally dismiss it.
Okay, which was the first recognized belt in boxing?
I don't know which was the first.
It was the WBA, but before that, it was recognized. And I'll give you a bit of history about this. This was recognized as the so-called world status. But then, what happened was a guy called Jack Johnson, who was dominating everything. They decided to push him aside and create the WBA and say, right, this is the world champion. We will never allow a black boxer to become a world champion.
I know that.
Okay, but then it took someone like Joey Lewis, who after 25 years of oppression, decided he came back and won the title. So this is where the lineal status came in. The man that beat the man.
And then the WBO wasn't really recognized belt until like 2004, like popularity wise.
It's the boxer that makes the belt worth its while.
Okay, so what?
But you just said about defending status.
All right, so what belt because it feels like we're just still skirting around.
Do you recognize the ring belt? Do you recognize the ring belt? Do you recognize the ring belt?
Yeah, and he's two-time ring thingy, but so
and he's fought how many times since? How many times has he fought since? Since 2015 in Klitschko, Dusseldorf.
When has he had?
I just want a simple answer.
When he's never defended.
I just want a simple answer. Well, okay. Since Klitschko, how many times has he fought?
Well, since Klitschko, he vacated on the when he first
vacated what?
He vacated.
He was strict. He was strict of the IBF.
Because but that was still his
The same didn't happen to Anthony Joshua.
No.
But let's go back to what you. Let's go back to what you said. Let's go back to what you said. So we all boil down to what's recognized as the
we just
title. The title is the lineal status.
Okay, but he's never defended a belt. But he's never defended a belt anyway. It doesn't matter what you're going to say.
Okay, exactly. It does not matter what I say. It does not matter what I say. And you can't accept that.
Tyson Fury hasn't.
So, but what's that got to do with anything? It doesn't change my life. What I'm saying to you right now, the man that beat the man is Tyson Fury. The man that beat the man is Tyson Fury.
It's just about telling the truth.
Absolutely. I respect your opinion. And I'm saying, listen, maybe you're right, maybe I'm
right.
Belt
is a big belt.
I'm wrong.
Ring belt is a big belt. The ring belt, but he hasn't defended. Like, he's never defended. When he fights Joshua, this is going to be his first title defense. It was going to be his first title defense when he fought. If he would have did the trilogy with Wilder, then that would have been his first title defense. And then obviously going on to Joshua's second. Like, I'm just wondering, how do you get that far? And it's mad that you never defend the title, but then you go around telling everyone that you're the champ. I just don't get it. Like, I don't get any boxer that would do that. I don't really know any boxers that are like that.
Who did Joe Frazier defend his title against?
Tell me.
You tell me.
You tell me.
I'm asking you. He beat Muhammad Ali.
Who did you tell me? Who did he win? Back. I'm a bit of this era. I'll have to.
I'm just as worse. I'm just as worse. I don't know. I'm just trying to speculate. I'm trying to assume. Okay, let me check. One second.
Yeah. Have a look.
Do you rate Joe Frazier?
Do I rate him? Yeah. I rate Joe Frazier. I rate Tyson Fury. I rate Tyson Fury though, but there's levels. There's levels to the ratings. I rate Tyson Fury.
In what way? In what way? He's the man that beat the man.
Okay, but I don't rate that. I tell you what,
whether what you say, what I say is irrelevant. He's the man that beat the man.
Yeah, no, but you've never defended a title. That's just the bottom line of it. You haven't. No matter how many people want to try and go around the mulberry bush, you haven't. Anthony Joshua has. Like, since 2015, he has. Like, as Deontay Wilder, as much as I don't like the geezer, and as much as he's fought bums, since obtaining having the WBC belt for the 5 years, he made title defenses. So,
okay, for argument's sake, you're right. and your
Yeah,
punches
but
up.
what? So yeah, so how do you go? Like, how many fights in? 30? What is he? 34 in, and like you've never made a title defense. But like, I think sometimes people that are like that, like
Who
maybe
is king of the castle?
But this is why it's up for debate for me. For people
Well,
like
let's
me,
debate
not
then.
for
Let's
everyone.
talk.
For me,
Talk to me.
yeah, for me,
Lady
he's not
Chann,
king of the
talk
castle.
to me. Let it out. Talk to me.
Yeah, for
Tell
me,
me.
yeah, for me,
Tell
that
me.
would make him king of the castle. For me, it make him, yeah, he's undefeated, but I wouldn't place Tyson Fury as the #1 heavyweight. I'd place him as number 2.
Who would you place number 1?
I'd place Anthony Joshua as #1. But if
The
we're
guy that was
looking at just stats,
okay.
if we're looking at just stats, Tyson Fury is undefeated. So it sounds weird to anybody saying that Tyson Fury.
Okay. Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play. But give me a few reasons why you rate him up there, Anthony Joshua. Just give me a few reasons.
Say that again. So I was looking at someone.
Give me a few reasons why you place him as number 1.
Okay, because his resume is outstanding. He's got the best resume out of the top 5 heavyweights that Joshua has.
Tell me who's he beat that's of true caliber.
Of true caliber at the time of the people who he fought, they were all top 10 top 10. So
tell me who.
You had Povetkin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he undefeated?
He's got a couple of undefeated, but it doesn't matter. We're talking about.
Tell me one.
We're talking about Povetkin, Pulev, Charles Martin, Tony Parker,
Charles Parker, Joseph Parker.
Sorry, Joseph Parker. I don't really rate him, but you know he's
mentioned
top 10.
Charles
Martin, Tony Parker,
Charles Martin, the IBF guy that was getting beaten up, and his opponent that pulled out his leg injury.
Povetkin, Pulev, Ruiz, and who's that? Listen, but all those people.
No. You're absolutely
they
right.
was top 10.
You're absolutely right. Based on that,
AJ beat 6 out of the top 10.
Who? You said Pulev, Charles Martin, Joseph Parker. Who else?
Povetkin.
Wow.
Klitschko.
Listen, don't talk about the guy that got beat by Tyson when he was at his peak. Not the
But
guy that was 45. You're talking about an old man.
No.
Okay.
This is what you guys need to do. What you're not going to do. You're not going to tell me to stop on my show.
No.
So what you're not going to do is. What you're not going to do is. No. You're not going to tell me to
what happened when Joe Lewis fought Rocky Marciano? What happened when Rocky Marciano beat Joe Lewis? What happened when Rocky Marciano beat Joe Lewis? You're not listening. Again, you're getting a bit sensitive.
No, I'm not listening. So what you're not going to try to do is try and talk about why you're going to try and
getting sensitive.
Dillian White as well. Thank you, Dillian White as well.
What's that?
Yeah, Dillian White, you throw him in. But yeah, Dillian White is one of them as well. So you can't now say because AJ beat an older Klitschko who was a 10-year reign. If it was great on Tyson's resume, it's great on AJ's because AJ actually retired him, right? So AJ retired him, didn't it? So you can't try and diminish another man's accolades just because your fighter has never.
Who's my fighter? Who's my fighter?
Well,
you said my fighter.
Has never.
I'm not in his team.
The guy that you read
I'm not in his team.
Never defended
I'm not in his team.
Like,
I'm not in his team.
You're going to go in and say that AJ $1 bill. Where we live in? Do you live in America now? You don't live, Coach. Now you're going to have to grow up because we've got a show to do, and it is getting a bit silly. And if you want me to, like I said, when people go low, I go fucking lower. So let's not allow me to go really super low.
You can get very sensitive as well. I couldn't give a shit. I couldn't give a shit. Bye-bye. Goodbye.
Yeah, fuck off. You can't. See what I mean? They can't have it. See what I mean? These are the things that these people do. You tell them about their champ. Look how the interview ends. Goodbye. If you go low, I'll go lower. Ridiculous. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Like, look, you can't take it. You can't take it. You're holding the $1 bill, but you're from the UK. That's great, Coach Asgy. I know. I know. The guy, yeah, it's a loser. I tried to just talk about that. Basically, I tried to come from an objective point of view and say, like, I'm not massive of Fury, but I know his accolades. But hey, the geezer's never done a title defense. Are you watching me, Coach? I hope you are, because I already called you the C word as well. That just flew off. Like I said, when you go low, I'll say cunt all day long. I'll go lower. I ain't got time for it. Yeah, grind bitch here. Yeah. You got chucked off the team. Let's have it right. Ben Davison never got sacked. He got Wellens sacked. Tyson Fury was it. There's lots of footage of Tyson Fury chewing off his ear. Stop being a loser. Stop. Yeah, we do. But listen, we do need to do that. But he got offended. He got on. How's that unprofessional? How is it unprofessional, Helene? I'm going to bring up the fact that he's never fought. And so do you guys want me to come in and lie and go, oh yeah, Tyson Fury, I really love him, I really root for him? Yeah, I do give people a chance to talk. He tried to say that Klitschko was a rubbish achievement for AJ fighting him. Yeah, when they go no, we dig a ditch. He tried to say that Klitschko was old when AJ fought him. For one, that's not Klitschko's fault. Yeah. For one, that's not Klitschko's fault. I mean, AJ's fault, if whatever Klitschko's age is. But it was all right for Tyson Fury to fight him, and that was a good feat, which we all loved. But then when AJ does it, he was old. I just named 6, 7 top 10 fighters, and he. Okay, yeah. Well, we said 6 out of the thingy. We said 6. If Klitschko was trash, how come Fury wouldn't rematch him? I know. That's why he got stripped, vacated, whatever way they want to put it. You know, whatever way they want to put it. It was a Klitschko after 18 months. Yeah. We're not. UK 47 boxing. What we're trying to say is, when Fury beat him, everybody cheered, and it was rightly so. Why is it when AJ beat him, which Klitschko was still in the top 10, still in the top 10 rankings, is it now, oh, but? Why is it but? Why is it but when someone says, okay, no, we're not focusing on the least important problems. No, we're not. Tell them. Like, you guys are pro Fury. I can't be bothered with you guys. Like, you lot are biased. Like, so it's gonna be a bias thing. He shouldn't be offended if someone says, listen, Tyson Fury has never defended a belt. So how does that make him a champ? So therefore, he tried to bring in like old school champions from yesteryear and asked me, and then he was going to Google it. And if there's different levels of rating, I may rate Joe Frazier. I said I rate Tyson Fury, but there's different levels of how you can rate someone. Why isn't that acceptable? Oh, because you guys are Tyson Fury fans. Yeah, tell him you need to go back over to Coach Malachi's thing, because I don't argue a lot. I shut people down when they chat rubbish. That's what I do. You know what I mean? That's what I do. So if you don't like the argument or whatever you deem as argument, then you don't need to be on here. Tell them, you know. You really don't. Sorry. Tell them you can't tell me. So if you don't like it, you don't like the heat, tell them you got to get out of the kitchen. I'm just looking at all of you that. yeah, basically. And he ran. All right, goodbye. It's just like, man, can't you just have a conversation? Like, when you guys watch it back, he thought he could talk over me. That's what he thought he could do. And it's like, what, you're not going to do? No. Charles Martin isn't in the top 10, but I'm saying AJ fought. I've just named everybody within the 2015 to the 2020, since Charles Martin was the first person who he got a belt from. So 6 out of the 10 mentioned were top 10. I'm just waiting to see. When Tyson Fury had fought 6 out of top 10. He hasn't even defended the belt. So yeah, no. Oh, he's in the IBF rankings. You see it there, Sammy? See it there, Sammy Ali? No, you are biased. You are being biased. We trained in last night here in we trained in late last night here in London. Oh, good one. Thanks for coming through and being in London. Hope you had a good time. Do you know what I mean? No, that was funny. Lady Shan, you say Charles Martin in top 10. Okay, we did that. Me and Carmen Sharina, Lady Shan's army. That was I kind of knew that he was gonna get like that, because I saw once he started holding up the WBC belt, I thought, oh, he's gone, he's gone now. This is what you lot do, man. That's crazy. That was crazy. Then he's holding a $1 bill. You can't hold a $1 bill, and you're in the UK. Yeah, that's mad. Halim, how is it unprofessional? How is it unprofessional by listening to a man's story? And it was cool when he was slandering Deontay Wilder, which I'm not a fan of anyway. But then when you're on the flip side, we question someone, who's the bias? I've got someone on my show that represents Tyson Fury. If I was biased, he wouldn't be on the show. If I was unprofessional, he wouldn't be on the show, bro. So before you come in with all your talk, go back over to coach with all of that, yeah? Because this is what my show's about. My show's been here. And people that rock with me way before you've just come here. So if you don't like it, no disrespect, don't come here. Because this is how my shows rock. Okay? All right. Just hope we're in the know. Hope you're clear and fine and dandy about that. You know? We don't care about your stats with ring magazine belt. Nobody said that belt wasn't important and thingy. But at the end of the day, Tyson Fury hasn't defended a belt. And he didn't like it. I don't rate his enthusiasm, but showed real manliness in the way he found it and was not disrespectful. Yeah, that guy just thought, yeah, if you hang on, you have to make your guests answer and we judge. Never to go and watch back the interview. I didn't say nothing for most of the interview, mate. I don't know, like, it's not here where we just sit here in silence. We have a conversation. And if he says something that's not true, every time I said something, he got butthurt. Oh, but Tyson Fury, but you don't care about the lineal. That means you've been watching my shows then. So you knew he was prepared. He was prepared to be a prick, to be honest. He was prepared to be a prick. I was just prepared just to have a conversation and see if he could talk about, yeah, maybe it would make sense, you know, in his 34 fights that it is wild that he hasn't. Them people, what I'm saying is, they pretend, oh, ethnic minorities. And I watched him on Kurt's channel. All he did was belittle anybody else that wasn't Tyson Fury. I'd seen it. I'd seen it a mile coming. So I thought, all right, let's see. Let's get him on my show. And I didn't go on. I didn't attack him. So I don't know what show. Yeah. I don't know what show you lots was watching. He's just, yeah. Charles Martin, yeah, at the time. Yeah. Even then, Charles Martin was an unbeaten. That's Anthony Joshua's first thingy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Tell him. Now do you hear it? Like, people are going to have to rewatch the show. That was hilarious. Man said, bye. Oh, bless his heart. Bless your heart, Coach Asgy, or whatever your name is. You got chucked off the Tyson Fury team. So as much as you like, that was the lie. But I let that lie slide, guys. Like, there was lies. There was lies that he told. And I thought, all right, I'm not even going to say anything. Let's just keep. But, you know, how much times can you, like, just let someone just tell fibs? It's just like, nah, that's not what we're rocking with. We don't rock with just, like, lies, you know. So, yeah. Who else is here on here? I could hear your voice saying that, H. You could have defended against Kick Show, but you got on gear. He got on gear. Oh, mate. Yeah, he did get on gear. That was it. But if you mentioned that, there's when you said, when I said Tyson vacated the belt, yeah, he got stripped. He got stripped. Why? Because of good behavior or bad behavior. Like, this is what I'm saying. They're all in the same delusions of grandeur. You can't say anything. Like, I could just make pro arguments for. I can even make pro arguments. That's what I said to him. Listen, I'm not really keen on Wilder. I don't like Wilder, but he made title defenses. He made title defenses. You can't. You can't say that Wilder didn't do what a champ was supposed to do. Yeah, the quality of opponent, mad questionable, as we all know. But he made title defenses. You know? Ronald Finkley. What's up, Ronald? From last night. Yeah, like he thought he could bring the smoke to me on my channel. To me. Ronald. He must have tripped and bumped his little old head there, Coach Asgy. Yeah, he must have. That was wild. So yeah, as you could hear, everybody, it was, if you're going to be objective, basically, I'm like you guys know, I'm not pro Wilder, but yeah, I can say the good things that Wilder has done. You know, defended titles. I already gave kudos to Tyson Fury. He's a good boxer. I just want to I wanted to delve in the fact that, what do you think, Coach, on him not making any title defenses? Whoop, backs well up as soon as I said that. Decepticons transformed, like, yeah, like man transformed and flew off. Like that shouldn't get your back up. That if you're a big grown man, you shouldn't be picking up a belt like and going that was like pathetic. That's why you're from up there, and like we don't really rock like that in London. I don't know. Yeah, I was on H Money's thing yesterday platform, which was a lot of fun, guys. You need to go check out H Money, H Money Boxing. I was on his platform yesterday until like maybe I think nearly 5 a.m. my time, UK time, and it went off. We had the Pro Wilder lot on there. It was crazy. It was crazy. H, if you allow me to put up some of the show on my channel, let me know, because I'll throw it up if you give me the blessing to, and then I'll get people to have a look at it on my channel, and obviously tag your channel, and they can scoot over and subscribe to you. But I think it's good that everybody gets to see a bit of that show. But this is what I'm saying. But this is why I thought it was important to do a show like this, because I find that Tyson Fury supporters thanks H. I find that Tyson Fury supporters, and you guys, some of you guys are in there, you can be a bit like Wildettes, mate. You don't need to, unbutton your belt a notch or two, and maybe, pull down the zipper, like let your bare belly out, like, and breathe. Because the guys on here telling me to breathe, like, dude, I'm breathing. You're the one that's heighty tighty on here. Like, we're not allowed in the UK. I'm telling you this, point blank period. There's such a war with Tyson Fury fans and maybe AJ fans. It's like Tyson Fury fans, they always bring in, like, I've been on forums and the first thing that's flying out of their mouth, go find your black king, you black this, you black that. And I'm thinking, surely someone's going to pull them up on this. Nobody bothers to. So, I've just seen it for myself in London, England at times. Lady Chann, in London, England today at the pub, Stones or Beatles on the jukebox. Stones or Beatles on the jukebox. Rolling Stones or the Beatles. Probably I like the Beatles if I have to pick. Half the time you're in the pub, you're not really even listening to the music. You get me? You're not even listening. 25 in the chat. Smash the like button. Has anybody got any questions? Like, you're gonna have to watch this back. Should I just let it run, or should I private and then chop it up before it all goes pear-shaped? Do you know what? I was speaking to Malachi earlier. I need to... Sorry. I've got to laugh because it's fucking hilarious. But yeah, like, Wilder fans, get with it, and Fury fans, get with it. AJ fans, I find that AJ fans, we're not like, we don't go around like drawing the race card. We don't do it. We don't go around calling people black this or that. We don't do it. I don't understand it. Why is Fury fans and Wilder fans the extremists like that? Like it's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. But hey, that was an easy one. Picked him off the pecking list, and I think he came. I think it. No, we don't cry when I mentioned AJ losing to Ruiz. We don't cry against AJ losing to Ruiz. We celebrate it because it made a better AJ, and he came back and demolished him with the sweet science. So no, Helene, we don't cry. I've never seen an AJ fan cry so far. Me personally, if you mention that he lost, we know he lost. Muhammad Ali lost. What's the point? Muhammad Ali lost 5 times. So what's the point? What would be the point? There isn't a point. This is what I'm saying. So no, that is you guys' gripe, not our gripe. Your gripe. You know? Wow. Hang on. Wilder fan here, but I'm not one of the ones that makes excuses for him. I respect that. This is what I'm saying. Like you can be a Wilder fan, you could be anyone's fan, but like you could be AJ fan, but like let's keep the reals is the reals out here, you know? Like facts are facts. You can't be going on a show and then thinking that you're gonna overtalk the person, talk first coming in, thinking that you're gonna what he tried to do is, because I've seen his rhetoric and it does come off as a bit racial, but what I seen him try to do was pander. And what he tried to, Jamaican and and then he put up about me on his Instagram, the Jamaican grand queen, and full well knowing that you don't really like people of color, because I've seen you degrade and be a part of that Tyson Fury camp where anything a man of color has achieved, you when Tyson, I cried when Frank Bruno lost to Tyson. Cried. No, lady, it's Wilder fans, not Fury fans. No, you can call me Chann. Don't call me either Lady Chann or Chann. You don't need to call me lady. Yeah, and I just see that he tried to do a little pandering thing, but sometimes when people wear a mask, after a while the mask falls off and you see the real person. You know what I mean? And that's what we witnessed with Coach Asgy, I'm afraid. Like he tried to come in and pretend that he wasn't like prejudiced and biased, and he wore that Wilder uniform till his legs got too heavy, and the uniform and the mask had to come off, and we saw the real Coach Asgy. And like they said, when I asked why doesn't Tyson Fury sue for defamation of character, there's all this, but why hit a man when he's down? So why are you talking about it? Why are you talking about Wilder smoking weed in there then, or all of the tactics and that? Like, why are you talking about him? Because is there truth? Is there any form of truth? We can look at it in the flip side. With Fury not taking Wilder to court for defamatory of character, does that mean that there could have been some truth in what Wilder? You have to look at things objectively, But is it the likelihood that happened? No, it's not. How's it going, Junior? Oh yeah, Junior, you just missed someone storm off and throw their. You missed. Okay, so Lady Shann's chatting bollocks. So, what will happen for you is, what do you reckon will happen for you, Harleen? You will be, you'll be gone for a minute. Yeah, he has to go because when he's on other platforms, he doesn't have this. He doesn't have this talk. When you're on Coach Malachi's platforms with your little old wrench there, you don't have all that talk. So, Halim, I suggest you be quiet and sit in timeout. Sit on your potty and do a pee-pee. Okay, so what's Tellem saying? I'm a Fury fan. I just noticed that Asgy was holding his real identity in. And now we saw the dark and real side of him. Lady Chann, 1 down, many more to go. Tell him you've come back to the light. Walk into the light, Caroline. You walked into the light. What I'm saying is, everybody can disagree. It'd be a boring world, wouldn't it, if we all agreed on the same fucking shit? But there's deluded, there's arrogance. Yeah, I know, Ronald, me either. There's arrogance, and there's just straight up just foolery and buffoonery. And I mean, if we can't say the reals, then who do we look at when we're in the mirror? We're just looking at our fucking self, man. We're looking at ourselves at the end of the day. You got to be happy to look at your fucking self. Boxing has never been this toxic. What's happening nowadays? Tyco TV, salute to you. I have no clue. Look, this is what I was trying to say to him. Because back in the day, everybody was fighting everybody. Like, you know, everybody was fighting everybody. And we're talking about the heavyweights, like everybody. And now it's obviously it's just only top 3, and it's all been plied in with race baiting, and it just spoils the sport. It's such a shame that this is what's happening to the sport, and it's a shame. Yeah. He laughed at Dillian White. I wanted to get his prediction, but when I saw him laugh, when they're still top level contenders, that Tyson Fury didn't want to fight. If truth be known, Tyson Fury didn't want to fight Dillian White. Why? We don't know. Is it because it was high risk to him, low reward at the time, because Dillian doesn't hold any belts, and more than likely Dillian could pose him some problems. It would have just been a good fight. But the way he laughed and shot down, they're so quick to say when Fury beat Klitschko, it was hallelujah. But when Anthony Joshua beat him and retired him, it was wow, 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 wow. Why? Why was it? Why was it when that was you've only got 2 top 10 guys on your resume, Fury, as in at the time, Deontay Wilder and Klitschko. I'm trying to think. He got dropped by a cruiserweight, Steve Cunningham. Like, I didn't even get onto all of these things. I wasn't even necessarily going to speak about these things, but you know, like I said from the beginning, nah, mate, when you go low, don't fucking think up. Where was you going high then? It's a load of shit. Yeah, I didn't even use the TACAM card. I didn't use anything. Like, the guy tried to just basically think that Fury was the best thing since sliced fucking bread, and he clearly in some people is, and in some people's eyes he's not. But nobody's the best thing since sliced bread in boxing. It's just who you prefer, but you still know the pros and cons of every fighter. Bud Crawford is my favorite current fighter. My favorite. But with him and Spence and this side of the street and that side of the street, like, I don't give a fuck about what side of the streets people are on. Like, let's make the fights. And this is what's getting so fucking frustrating to me, that the sport of boxing, there's no boxing. There's just a load of chat, you know. But yeah, you could have used the TACAM card. Tell him, let's see. Fury fans are defensive, but nobody can compare to hardcore Wilder fans. Like that Nathan guy yesterday in Coach Malachi's stream. Yeah, Nathan had to get blocked, didn't he? Did he get blocked or timed out? One or the other. He got blocked or timed out, I think. Yeah, he did. He was wild. But no. But sorry, I see it on both sides. I see some Fury fans that are extreme like that as well. So I can't even lie. But yeah, okay, SmackDown by Lady Chann. So guys, I'm logging off. Thank you for joining me. I think Malachi may be on. I may have missed him, but I'm gonna tap in. H Money, let's just say bye to everybody that was on the chat. Mr. Angus, whether it's out of order or not, tell him. Big ups to you. Nick Hammer, cariño, tú sabes. Adios. Hablamos luego. Karma Serene, girl, you know, we'll tap in. Paul Young, whatever you want to say, big ups to you. UK 47 Boxing, safe flight home. Tyco TV, Sammy Ali. Who else we got? H Money. We salute all day long. Yep. I think those are it. There's lots, but it's the same of you. Nick Hammer, we've said that. Paul Young, Shizbiz, Respect. Who else is there? Who is there? I think that's it. I think that's it, guys. So, what do you think I should do? Should I hold it and then Karma, you're the best. You're out. You're out. So you can go away. Helene, you need to go away now because you will never be allowed back on here. Big up, Paul. So guys, thanks a lot. This is up now. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Thank you. Hey girl, yeah, I'll release the whole thing. Hey girl, it's Leah the Shamrock, none less straight from the gun. Come box with Chann. Salute.